Imagine a city where everything gets more expensive. Housing, rent, life itself. Not because nobody works, not because nobody builds, but because too many people want to live in the same place. Pressure rises, prices rise, and then something always happens. Politics steps in. It says, we need to control this. But what happens when you try to control a system made up of millions of individual decisions? New York is not a normal market. It is an extreme case. Extremely high demand for housing, massive job and business concentration, constant inflow of people and capital, very limited space. The result is simple. Housing becomes scarce. And this is exactly where policy steps in. The logic sounds simple. If something is too expensive, it needs regulation. So, what happens next? Rent should become more affordable. Housing should become more fair. The state intervenes more strongly and the market should be corrected. The story behind this is positive. We are making the system fairer. This is the comeback narrative. But here's the key point. People do not react to goals. They react to incentives. Which means, if you change the rules, you change behavior. Not because of ideology, because of logic. When building becomes more complicated, less gets built. When permits take longer, projects get delayed. When investment becomes uncertain, less capital flows in. At the same time, demand stays the same or even increases. More people want to move into the city. More jobs are created. More pressure enters the system. And now the real problem appears. Supply cannot adjust fast enough. Scarcity remains. And here is the crucial insight. This is not a one-time effect. It is a trend. If these rules stay in place, the system slowly moves in one direction. Construction remains structurally more difficult. Capital becomes more cautious. Fewer new housing units are added. Political intervention becomes more frequent. And now a feedback loop begins. More problems lead to more intervention. More intervention changes behavior again. And new behavior creates new problems. The system doesn't instantly break, it drifts. Now, you have two stories happening at the same time. The comeback story, politics is trying to solve a real problem. Housing is expensive. Inequality is high. Many people are under pressure. The government intervenes to help. For many people, this feels right. The goal is a fairer system. But at the same time, the downfall story. People adjust their behavior to the new rules. Less construction, more uncertainty for investment, persistent scarcity, increasing systemic pressure. Not because anyone is against the policy, but because people respond logically to new constraints. And this is the current side of economics. Policies do not create prosperity or decline by themselves. They change the incentives people face. When taxes rise, some businesses invest less. When regulation becomes more costly, fewer entrepreneurs are willing to take risks. When property becomes less secure, investors demand higher returns, or they move their capital somewhere else. No politician needs to order these reactions. Millions of individuals simply adjust their behavior to the new environment. Each decision may seem insignificant, but together, those decisions create the long-term direction of an entire city. That doesn't mean every prediction will come true exactly as expected. Human action is creative, and the future is never perfectly predictable. But Praxeology tells us something incredibly powerful. If the incentives move in a certain direction, human behavior tends to move in that direction as well. The more a city rewards investment, production, and entrepreneurship, the more of those activities we should expect to see. The more it penalizes them, the more people will search for alternatives. That is why the real question is never simply whether a policy sounds compassionate or ambitious. The real question is, what incentives does it create, and how will millions of people adapt? Because in the end, cities do not respond to speeches. They do not respond to intentions. They respond to incentives.